click the links to join us over on subscribe to the various other links. So all this, if you want to know what's going on today, read Animal Farm. It's like a 3-hour read. It'll tell you everything you need to know. It's like 1984, but it's a shorter, more condensed version. I was gonna say it's a fun read. It's not exactly true. It will just succinctly tell you everything that's going on today. These people hate you. If you're, I don't know, if you're on the left or the right of the political bell curve, you got to stop moving the goalposts, or they're moving the goalposts. You have to stop trying to score goals. You have to just stop trying to meet them. Just go do your own thing. Advocate for your group. They advocate for their group. If you don't advocate for your group, you're just going to keep getting further and further out. Where you have now, like Kamala Harris saying that the hurricane relief is going to go to non-white people, not based on need, but based on ethnicity. That's insane. Or Libby Schaaf, the Oakland mayor, saying that, because of the Wu flu, funds are going to go to anyone who's below a certain income level, as long as they're not white. That's also insane. The same, like, poverty is poverty. People who are in need are in need. You're just not giving to people who are of European origin, but you're giving to people who are of non-European origin. How precisely? Oh, well, we're making up for historical, but these people didn't do anything. Either way, they didn't do anything good or bad. They weren't there in history. These people are just here now. It's kind of the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, right? But I mean, even that, it's like, even without the constitutional issues, why would you do this? Why wouldn't you just help people to those according to their need? Well, what they did was they shifted from class warfare to race warfare, very cleverly, because the puppet masters who are pulling the strings are not going to let you take their money away. And if it continued to go down a class warfare, a class struggle issue, eyeballs were going to get focused on the bankers. So instead of that, what Libby Schaaf and what all these other people, Kamala Harris and all these other globalists are doing is getting you to focus on, like, oh, yeah, these poor white people who got suffered from this hurricane, they're actually the oppressors for some reason. And they need to be not given help, even though, like, they contributed to this. Like, the people who are out there rescuing people and saving lives, almost all of them are white people. But they're not the ones who are going to get assistance into a system that they paid into. But just because of the color of their skin, they're not going to get assistance. People have to see this. You have to know that this only goes in one direction. So anyway, what happened was Jemele Hill says White Lives Matter is dangerously dumb message after Kanye West wears shirt alongside Candace Owens at a fashion show. He's got a fashionable shirt with Pope John Paul II on the cover. I don't know what kind of fashion, something to do with fashion. I think he sells tennis shoes or something like that. So she says in her tweet, so many folks are trying to excuse Kanye wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt as a troll marketing, but it's dangerously dumb to send to someone. Why would it be dangerously dumb? And Walsh says, yeah, it's so incredibly dangerous to say that a white person's life matters. We know you would never make such a claim. You despise white people, which is why you are morally superior. Thank you for enlightening us once again. Now, here's the thing is, they really do hate you. Like, if you're a liberal, or you're somewhere, you're not all the way whack job on the far left, but you're somewhere to the left of the bell curve, you got to realize, like, you're not going to get these people to stop hating you by conceding to their demands. They hate you based on your ethnicity. That's never going to turn around. You working with them or you trying to, like, cuck for them is the most pathetic thing ever. They don't want your help. They hate you. You're going to have to wake up to that. Like, you've been brainwashed by this globalist media for hundreds of years, or it feels like hundreds of years, not that long. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just going to have to wash all that propaganda off and go, oh, the real world is not as I've been led to believe. These people fundamentally hate you. They do not believe that your life matters because you're of European descent. That's why, I mean, you're seeing all the swapped out characters in movies and comics and things like that, where, if you say, like, oh, I should go the other direction, you should swap out some Wakandan characters. They get triggered by that because they value African people. They go, no, 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 being black is part of their experience. It's important. And they go, yeah, but being of European origin is part of their experience. It's important. They don't see you as people. You're completely dehumanized to them. And if you're in the middle of that political bell curve, whether right or left, it's going to be a hard thing for you to take those blinders off and realize, like, I mean, the left wing was the racist the whole time. Yeah, they've been legitimately racist. Us recognizing that these people hate us based on our ethnicity doesn't make us racist. They've been the real racists the whole time. You have to advance for your own group's interests. I know who I'm talking to. I know the audience is here. It doesn't make you racist to want to have your in-group preferences, to want to take care of yourself and your group first, to advocate for and advance your interests. That just means that you're doing what every other group is doing. But these globalist media has been telling you for, the past 60 odd years, you can't do that. Every other group can do that, but you're not allowed to. Why not exactly? You can do anything you want. You don't have to listen to people who hate you. In the mainstream globalist media or these political left-wing black supremacists, you don't have to listen to any of these people. In fact, you shouldn't. You should be advocating for your own people. You're obviously of European descent, a white person. You're just gonna have to wash off all that propaganda, like all these other groups have, and they advocate for themselves. They have their own groups, their own in-group preferences, where you're not allowed. You have to do the same thing. You have to have that in-group preference. If anything, over the past few years after the riots, I think it's woken me up personally quite a bit, and a bunch of other people to look around and say, like, oh, we are a tribe, and we do have I have the in-group preferences now over the past few years that I have never ever had before, not to this extent. It's just the magnitude of awakening for myself has been really, it's something like, even myself, who was like always kind of on the right even before all this, I still had propaganda, anti-white hatred and propaganda brainwashing to wash off. But it's a continuing process of peeling away the onion layers of this propaganda, and to kindly come to the core. I was like, oh, these people just hate you. Like, you don't have to have anything to do with them. You have to advocate for your own tribe. Anyway, I think that was probably too basic for YouTube. But I mean, I'm glad that they do this. I'm glad people see this. They kind of have an eye-opening experience. And like, to try to deal with these people is trying to deal with a crocodile. They fundamentally hate you. You just can't. You can't teach the crocodile calculus.